Hello folks, and welcome to another video as our catering truck decides to go straight through the engine. Of course, safety first here on this channel, folks. I hope this one does find you well, folks, and enjoying your simming. We are once again in the Microsoft 2020 sim. Have not made the leap of faith across to 2024 as yet. Enjoying myself too much here in 2020. Today I've got I was going to say a long haul flight. For me it's long haul. I mean anything over about 30 minutes is long haul for me these days. Technically I suppose you consider this a medium haul. I think it's going to take us about 5.5 hours worth of flying. Obviously a lot less in terms of video duration. But yeah, I'm going to spend about 5.5 hours at the controls. I do everything in real time, and when I sim, I'm present for the most part. Anyway, yeah. So the background of this flight is YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, the algorithm decided that I should watch a video featuring an Air Greenland aircraft that looks very similar to the one on your screen. It's the same registration. It's an A330. It's just a different variant of the A330. That I should watch this video put out by this guy called Josh Cahill. Josh Cahill. I'll link to his channel. Yeah, really enjoyable video because Air Greenland now welcome their A330-800 to their capital city airport, which is Nuuk. Nuuk, N-U-U-K. Now here in Australia, well, some of us would be inclined to pronounce that as Nuck, but it's not Nuck, it's Nuuk. Nuuk, not Nuck. So we're going to take the Headwind A339. That's the aircraft that you see on thy screen, currently attached to a jetway here in beautiful Denmark, specifically Copenhagen. The airport in Copenhagen, I think, is Kastrup. Have I got that pronunciation correct? Again, in Australia we'd probably pronounce it Kastrup, but I believe it's Kastrup. And yeah, so you can now get direct from Copenhagen to Nuuk via the Air Greenland A330-800, thanks to a runway lengthening there at Nuuk that happened. Well, it's been happening for a number of years, but it opened quite recently. And yeah, it was the subject of that video that I referred to by Mr. Cahill. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, folks. If you're interested in coming along, stick around. You're very welcome. I don't fly the A330-900 much at all, and I haven't flown it for a long time. I have a vague recollection that the last time I flew it, something went horribly wrong, and I uninstalled it as a result. Now, enough time has passed for me to forget what went horribly wrong. So I'm going to give it another chance. And yeah, if you don't mind an old bloke stumbling his way around an Airbus flying from Copenhagen to Greenland, you're in the right place. Let me show you our flight plan. And here is said flight plan in little nav map, courtesy, well, the flight plan originated in SimBrief. I imported it into little nav map. I also imported it into the sim. Hopefully it all worked. As I said, begin our journey in Copenhagen. SimBrief wants us off of 22 right in Copenhagen, chilly Copenhagen, fairly early right turn, and then heading kind of towards the north, and sort of taking up a northwesterly track, mostly westerly, towards Iceland, and then across to Greenland, Nuuk, and it has us currently forecast to be landing on runway 22. Now the weather in Nuuk ain't good. It is IFR, it is snowing, it's blowing a gale. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. It could be an improvised approach of some description, but that's what SimBrief wants us to do anyway. Flight time of 5 hours 12 minutes. We've got a decent old headwind, I'm guessing. Yeah, decent old headwind. Local time about 10 AM here in Copenhagen, and yeah, 5 hours, righto. 5 hours. I've just realised what 5 hours actually means. 5 hours at the controls. Good thing we have autopilot, folks. Yeah, so that's the flight plan, folks. Kastrup to Nuuk. We're in the Airbus A339 by Headwind, replicating a flight that's done in the Airbus A338, operated by Air Greenland. Let me get us started and trucking towards runway 22 right at Kastrup. Alright, we have reached the hold for runway 22 right here in Copenhagen. That's us, that's 22 right. We do it. I think during that, albeit quite short taxi, I think I've remembered what went horribly wrong, or at least one of the things that went horribly wrong in this aircraft, and it's got to do with the throttle calibration. I can't get it to work properly. So where my actual throttles are now, my hardware, compared to where they are here in the sim, there is a pretty significant misalignment. Anyway, we'll make it work somehow, folks. That's runway 22 right. Our sim performance is struggling a bit today. Anyway, so we've good to go, I think. Flaps 1, we've got our flexi temp stuff done. We're all green down here. Green is good. I think we're right to go. Flight level 360 is our plan. Yeah, let's do this thing. Let's put terrain on the ND. Does that actually work? That requires the fly-by-wire SimBrief. No, not SimBrief. SimBridge thing, doesn't it? Which I don't have activated. Anyway, doesn't matter. Chrono. Let's do it, folks. Bring those throttles up and see what happens here. I'm trying to get into the flex D10. Where's flex? This thrust lever's not set, I know. Man flex, we did it. Got there, folks. A little bit of nose down, we're good. Pretty high rotate here, we are quite heavy. We're accelerating beautifully, aren't we? V1 and rotate, here we go. Gently does it. Up into the air we go. Beautiful. Positive rate and all that. Positive climb, as the Airbus cool kids say. I'm going to get Georgie engaged pretty early here. Should be pitching up a little bit more, fella. Alright, Georgie, I'm going to ask you to take over from this point forward, mate. Do your thing. I'll get rid of some flaps for you and we'll go into the lever climb, which should be here. No, there. It's a guess, folks. There we go. We've done it. Alright, we're accelerating. We're climbing. Those two things are good. Ground spoilers. Come down. Right turn, Georgie. You're going to get a bit loud out here, folks. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, look at the sensation of speed there. Oh, that's a beautiful livery too. Love it. Who needs 2024? Folks, I'll see you somewhere en route. And welcome to the cruise for the First time today. Everything going pretty well, folks. We're at flight level 360. We're kind of between Norway and the Faroe Islands, or Faroe Islands. Which one is it? Or is it something else completely? I've always called them the Faroe Islands. Actually, why don't I show you exactly where we are on a map? That would be a logical thing to do at this point. And through the magic of television, here is the map, folks. I wasn't lying. We're pretty much yeah, there's the coast of Norway here. This is the Faroe Islands, and we're kind of halfway between them, I suppose. We've got some long legs on this journey. Coming up to Valdi. What can we find out about Valdi? So it's currently 24 nautical miles in front of me. Flight plan position number 15. It has airways, and that's all nice and well. So the Faroe Islands. I was here not that long ago. What's the airport on the Faroe Islands? Let me turn the airports on. Vagar, that's the one, Vagar. That's a good challenging approach as well. Wicked weather out here at times. Get those airports back off. But this is typically what I do. I don't know what you do during the course of long haul flights, folks, to amuse yourself, or maybe you go and do other stuff. Maybe you just let the sim do its thing, let Georgie, or your version of Georgie, do his thing, and you go and take care of life and come back for the approach. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you do the whole sim time acceleration thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe you're like me. You do everything in real time and try and stay present in some form. Monitoring your flight. Maybe using the time to learn about stuff. That's what I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, folks, that's where we are. We've got a long way to go. We've got 1,422 nautical miles, the best part of 4 hours before we touch down. 3.5 before we reach Toddy. So, yeah, long flight ahead of us yet, folks. I'll see you somewhere between Iceland and Greenland with an update for myself, and if you're still watching, for you, an update on our expected conditions for the arrival. Folks, we are past the halfway point now. We've just crossed over the coastland of Iceland on the western side. So it's Greenland in front of us, and beautiful views up here. We do have smooth conditions, a lot of cloud. We'll jump back inside. We have been fighting a strong headwind all the way across. We've got the wind coming out of the southwest at this time, 115 knots of it. Means we're getting across the ground. You've got, yeah, pretty much 105 of that is headwind component. Tasing 466, ground speed 361. So this is taking us a while. We're currently 3 hours and 14 minutes into the journey. Update on the weather in Nuuk is, well, let me summarize it. It's very ordinary. Pressure's 986. Yep, 986, a little on the low side. Temperatures are balmy -3. Wind is out of the south at 20. Well, it's kind of gusting between 15 and 25. So I'll split the difference, come up with 20. We've got an approach speed of 139 plugged in. Our minimums, I've plugged in 300, a number I picked out of my ass. Transition altitude is 8,000, I'm guessing that's correct. The complicating factor for us is visibility, which is down to 1,000 meters, and there's a pretty good chance we're going to be landing in snow. So makes for a challenge in an aircraft that I am really quite unfamiliar with. I've got some issues with my throttle calibration, as I alluded to before we took off. That shouldn't cause a major drama unless I do something stupid, which is highly likely. So yeah, there will be a drama of some sort. Yeah, looking forward to the challenge. That's why I do these things. Bit of escape and bit of a challenge, and I'm actually quite enjoying this long haul flight outside. I sort of intersperse these flights with a whole lot of much shorter journeys down low and often slow. Kind of try and post a few different things to the channel, bit of variety. Those of you that are so kind to view my nonsense, I want to say a very heartfelt thank you to you all if you're still with me in this video. And I know there's a group of diehards who do engage with most of my content in some form. Whether you watch all the videos or not, folks, is or watch each video in its full duration, it doesn't matter to me. But I want to say thank you for your support, just for being here and spending, even if it's only 30 seconds with an old man. That 30 seconds is quality time. Folks, I'll next see you for an approach segment. Looking forward to the challenge. I'm going to keep telling myself that. Maybe I'll start to believe it by the time we get there. Alright, well established into our descent now, folks. This is our first sighting of land pretty much since we took off. Been above the fluffy stuff for most of the journey. We haven't seen land nor sea, actually. Well, that's Greenland. Greenland's about 7 AM local time, from what I can best determine. We're having I feel like I need to apologise to our virtual PAX here. We're having a bit of a roller coaster trip down. We're sort of chasing the green dot here. Those of you that fly Airbus will understand what that's all about. And we seem to be steady now, descending at about 2.3 or 2.4. Got our speed sorted, I think. Yeah, down through flight level 240. Got 4,000 dialed in. We'll let Georgie do some flying probably until we make the turn at Getta, and that'll be a left turn towards runway 22. We do have a change in the weather, positive change in the weather. We've got the winds now coming from a sou'easter, 130 at 8, so it'll be a crosswind. It'll be all crosswind on runway 22. Temperatures warming up. It's now -1. QNH remains the same. So an improvement in the weather, which is a good thing, as we're throttling up for some reason. We're chasing a speed target, I'm guessing. Oh, it's an Airbus. Does anyone really know what it's doing? Anyway, folks, see you for the final stages. Ain't she pretty, folks? Ain't beautiful. Been a long time since I've been to Greenland in any simulator. This is beautiful. Bit of weather around, that's for sure, but we've known about that. We are almost at Getta. About 8 miles to run. We've got ourselves slowed to 230 knots. Down through 8,000. We don't have any terrain on the display, because we didn't want to turn that off. Just wanted to lower the brightness a tad. Where's the other lighting thing? Maybe get rid of that a little bit. Right, we're in the cloud now. That display is a little... I can't go any... Nah, it turns it off. We're picking up the ILS for 2.2. So 24 nautical miles. 226 is our course. I was a bit concerned about that. I didn't know whether it'd pick up the ILS or not. But it has. I couldn't actually select it in the box. I had to dial the frequency in manually, but it seems to have worked. So we've got the landing system sorted here on the PFD. So far so good. We've got engine anti-ice on. Landing lights, we've got the seat belts, ground spoilers, we've got auto brake set to medium. I think that'll be enough for us. We'll let Georgie make this turn. 6,000 with 23 miles to go. We're slightly low on profile, I would think. I'm going to take an external. Righto, so we basically should be flying over water for the majority of the approach from this point down. Thank you if you're still with me, folks. I do appreciate your company. Hear that breeze howling? Not really that strong. Southerly at 22 knots. Georgie in command at 5,000. I don't know that we need to be coming down that quickly, Georgie. Although we've got a deceleration point happening here. We've got the diamond popping in, the Loke. Well, that's the glide slope, the Loke. 230 knots. I might reduce to 210 knots now, just because, folks, give me myself something to do. Our vertical speed has reduced. Slowing down. We're going to be in... Looks like we're going to be in cloud for a bit. Don't know why you're in such a hurry to get down, Georgie. You really don't need to get down, mate. We're going to level out at 3. We're going to slow to 200 knots. We'll probably take a stage of flap, can we? I think we can. We'll level out at 3 and see if we pick up the glide slope. And we've got localizer captured. I think all the right enunciations are appearing, we hope. Really should activate approach phase, I think. Confirm approach phase, and we'll go, not that one, go manage speed from here, which hopefully doesn't speed us up. Flaps 1. $12 miles to run, 3,000 feet. Should be picking up the glide at about, I reckon about 9 miles. Take an external while I can. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. Very nice to be sharing this with you folks. There may only be 100 or so of you that watch this video, but each and every one of you is appreciated by the old man. 180 knots. We're going to see that diamond kick in. I feel like there's something really important that I've forgotten to do. You know, that nagging feeling. Alright, diamond starts to move. What happens if I go approach mode? Cat 1 single. Glide slope is in blue. I will go manual flight once we intercept the glide. And once we do so, we'll take flaps 2 and gear down, hey? Well, it'd be nice to actually see the runway ahead of us. Thank you. Alright. My aircraft, Georgie. Thanks, champ. Flaps 2 and gear down. Runway lights inside, folks. 12 o'clock. Funny that.
2,500.
Thank you. Let's see how we go. Manually flown ILS to an unfamiliar location and an unfamiliar aeroplane. Slightly low and slightly to the right. Breeze is out of the left, 23 knots. Yeah, we should have gone upstairs and checked. Everything's good. So I'll get the... that can all come off. We're good. Of course, that's got us off the track. Master caution. Anti-ice, ice detected. Ah, crap. I did that too soon. Come on, concentrate, fella. Flaps 3. Let's do it. We're getting very low, it's telling us. Oh yes, very much so. Gets away from you pretty bloody quickly, doesn't it? Alpha floor protection. Really?
1,000.
Oh, I appreciate the automation. Boy, oh boy. This hasn't been pretty at all. We've recovered. Should go around. Toga lock. Overspeed. What are you doing? What's happened here? Manual control, including the throttles. Master caution. Need to get rid of you. Oh boy, folks. Talk about excitement. Apologies for that dinging. I've got manual throttles, manual stick, and I'm going to have to go flaps full here. Risk a flap overspeed. Holy moly. Didn't that go pear-shaped quickly? Here we go, folks. Runway 22, Nuuk. Thank you.
50, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh boy, oh boy! Oh my lord. Well, we're on, folks, but that was quite a ride. What a bounce. She's pulled up very, very quickly. I wonder if my throttles went into reverse. They're still in reverse even though they should be at about 50%. There we go. I'll have to check that. Were my throttles in reverse in the air? I wonder. Folks, anyway, welcome to Nuuk, Greenland. 5 hours worth of flying only to end very, very badly. Thanks for your company, folks. Until we next meet, you stay well. Enjoy your simming.